Hello, my name is Mr. Deanster. This is going to stray very far away from what we usually do, which is fail videos on games like Dragon Ball, which was like a Ninja Gaiden game but with like really dodgy sprites and sound effects from Street Fighter 2, to the decent games like Super Sidekicks, which is always very win. It's always been a good game. Now, this game, Backbreakers, if you made a game with Blitz the League and Trials HD and they had a baby, they fucking had consensual sex, or maybe not, but that's a bit dodgy. If they had sex, they would make this game. Now, IGN gave this game a 4 out of 10. But then again, you cannot spell ignorant without IGN, because they're... Game journalism these days, I really don't think they understand what it's about. Like, you know, it's actually about playing the game and understanding things. They just seem to be chasing the almighty dollar 90% of the time. Anyway, first of all, I need to say that this is a first impressions video. Now, what I do in my first impression video is I play the game quite a bit. I haven't gone through all 250 waves of the game. There's like there's 20 teams in Tackle Alley, with and you times that by 5, you get 100. And also Vengeance mode, which has the same amount, so that's 200. And then you get Supremacy mode, which only has 50 levels. So the game has 250 levels, essentially. Now, if I get to play them all, and I will, because I love this game, and the achievements are really good in this game. There's no multiplayer online bullshit quitting stuff. It's all about your personal skill. Now, if I play all of these and they reuse some of the levels, then, you know, that's fair enough. But my expectation and my final score is, I will give 2 final scores for depending on which one is true. Now, I'm 27th in the world in the first challenge of Tackle Alley. I've played this game a lot. Now, what you need to do to get the high scores in Tackle Alley and Vengeance mode is you need to slide underneath people, run a little bit, and then go back and then slide the other way. It sounds counterintuitive, but the game sort of demands that you do this because it has a ranking system. There is bronze, silver, gold, and backbreaker. Now, I'm not sure why you would name your platinum medal after Trials HD, obviously, backbreaker, which is a totally underutilized move in wrestling today. Now, anyway, back to the game. Now, Trials, I've lost my train of thought, you know. Anyway, Tackle Alley. Tackle Alley, you need to get from your own 10-yard line down to the end zone, and making the people look foolish. As I said before, there is a big risk and reward thing on this. Now, you can slide underneath 2 people and get a lot of points, and if they collide into each other, you get a multiplier. Now, the multiplier in general, you need to keep that up. When you are going for a really decent run, you need to sort of go back and then like sort of slide underneath a lot of people, get your multiplier up to times 10, and then showboat in the golden end zone. Now, if the golden end zone is in play, it will double your score. If you go through the blue area, it will keep your score the same. Now, this is a completely ridiculous and fun way of doing the game. Now, Vengeance mode, you are the tackler. Essentially, at the start, you're just sort of going through point zones because there's like point drops all over the place. You're going through point zones and then tackling the defender, the ball carrier. But it gets a little bit into Tackle Alley later on, where like people are diving at you, like the offensive tacklers are like sort of like trying to get you so that you don't get the ball carrier. And in these 2 aspect modes, it's kind of like the same thing, you know, like in that sort of aspect. But like with Vengeance mode, you have to absolutely get the ball carrier. In both modes, you have things like tackle dummies, hurdles that you can jump over, and red zones which you're never allowed to go be in. If you go into a red zone, that means you have lost. You get 5 lives to make a really decent score, and then your lives reset once you go back into the next wave. Now this is very good because you can always be very risky in your the first 4, and then you might want to go for a safe play if you've actually had an absolutely blinder wave the round before. Now there is one very different mode in this game as well, and that is the supremacy mode, where it's kind of like an obstacle course, like a bit like Krypton Factor. If less people survive at the end of the round, which is basically barging people into red zones, they trip over things or each other or whatever, then the more points you get at the end of the red zone. You do not showboat in this mode, and there are no other tacklers. You're basically trying to make each other fail. Now, if you're the last person in this mode, you become the tackler in the next round, which is very fun. Like just like completely crunching people and screwing up their high score is absolutely brilliant. But saying that, I haven't played this multiplayer online yet. I really need to get some people into this game because like it's such a fantastic game. Now, my final thoughts really about this game at the moment, it's at a 7 out of 10. And in my kaleidoscope, or my scale of things, kaleidoscope, yeah, my scale of things, like 7 out of 10 is above average game, like 5 is an average game for me. Now, if all the levels are completely different in this game, and you get to play 250 unique levels, then this would definitely be an 8 out of 10. You do get a lot of play for your value with 250 levels for 10 quid. I don't know any other Xbox Live game that does this. I seriously mean that. Now, there are things that they can improve on, and it's not the game mechanics as such. I just feel that, like, you know, this could have been the most perfect game if they'd done a couple of things. When it comes down to it, being able to share replays is an absolute must in the games like this. Like being able to, like, you know, show off your greatest like runs, or showing like ridiculously crunched tackles, that sort of thing. Now, if you be able to share those with your friends, that would be absolutely fucking amazing. Now, the second thing is a level editor. Now, Trials has a massive community because of this, because people can make some really, really, really good levels, and I think you would be able to get the same sort of community in this game if it had a level editor which you could make, share, and play your levels online and single player as well. You know, yeah, okay, they won't be able to have leaderboards, but like playing a custom made map on Supremacy on multiplayer would be absolutely brilliant. We could always hope for DLC with this game. I mean, it's never a done deal these days. They can always add more. So I'm kind of really, really hoping they, you know, that they can maybe take that into suggestion. Now, the game is basically a 7 out of 10. 8 out of 10 if all of the levels are unique. And I absolutely love this game. I cannot understand why IGN seem to think that this game is a 4 out of 10. This game is never a 4 out of 10. But then again, I don't get paid to actually suck the man's cock. So, you know, whatever. Anyway, that's my rant over, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Anyway, thank you very much. Goodbye.